Hello everyone, this is Weston's Weatherwise with another video forecast. In today's video, we're going to be breaking down the upcoming severe weather coming to portions of Texas. With this being said, before we jump into this, I'd like to point out 6 video uploads, 8:55 a.m. through Sunday. There will be a total of 6, one video every day until Sunday, 8:55 a.m. It'll be a short. I'd love for you guys to check those out. But jumping right into this is the Day 3 outlook from the SPC. You see a slight risk of severe weather in portions of central and south central Texas, with a large marginal threat, including all the way back through South Texas, all the way up to the Red River. Damaging winds, large hail, and isolated tornadoes will be possible. I'd not be surprised to see a little bit of expansion like this of our slight risk, with maybe a small enhanced risk somewhere over here or over here. That is something we have to watch for. Would not be surprised to see an enhanced risk. But this is the day that I think, this is a day for 15% area. I feel we will get extension out here on that with the enhanced risk across portions like that. I feel that is the greatest area for storms. Damaging winds, large hail, and tornadoes will be also possible on the Day 4 outlook. If we head over to the NAM and check this out, you can see we're going to get storms to fire off. And these will actually become intense very fast. After they can get going, they're going to get going. As you can tell, we might even get a marginal threat all the way up here through Oklahoma just for the threat of if any storm gets going. Could bring some gusty winds, isolated large hail. Tornadoes would be a threat down in Texas. As you can tell, you can see here on the NAM, it's not the great at showing intensity, but you can see it shows a few intense storms up in Oklahoma along with all the way down here through Texas. We will have that chance for some of those intense thunderstorms before that moves off. Now, this is going to be our surface-based cape. It's going to be like how much energy we have to fuel the storms. So this is another thing that we really have to watch for whenever forecasting severe storms. It's just like gas to your car. It's gas for the storms. As you can tell, we're going to get some instability down here in South Texas. It's going to be interesting to see how far that really goes. Up north, as you can see, we get a little bit of instability along portions of the Red River up into central Oklahoma, up near like Norman, up towards portions of Osage County, potentially, as you can see, very light, about in Tulsa, 6 joules per kilogram. Looks like the most unstable cape will be pushed off towards shore. But another thing that we have to watch for is the significant tornado parameters. The significant tornado parameters are actually a little bit higher. As you can tell, about 1 on the significant tornado parameters. So we'll have to watch for that. Go ahead and look at the Canadian model. Oh, I did not mean to hit that. Bear with me. Here, 1 second. Sorry about that, but as you can tell, we're going to see these storms start to develop. We really need to watch these. They should not be severe. As you can tell, some pretty strong storms picking up here on the Canadian model. Those do look, with the Canadian model, to stay more towards southeast Oklahoma into north Texas, northeast Texas, into portions of Louisiana and Arkansas. That is why we're not very concerned with a severe threat up here into portions of northeast Oklahoma. More down here, that is where we're more concerned for severe weather. Nevertheless, surface-based cape on the Canadian model, it is actually a little bit higher on the Canadian model. As you can tell, Canadian model has it a lot higher. So that is also something we have to watch for. We cannot look at significant tornado parameter. But there is one thing I'd like to point out. That the Canadian model is picking up on, this is Cape. It is picking up on some pretty, not high, but low end Cape up here into all of Oklahoma. That's something we have to watch for. I would say our greatest tornado potential will stay confined to this area of Texas, but we can't rule out an isolated tornado as far north as probably Norman or even Tulsa. I'd say Tulsa is the farthest north we could get a isolated tornado, but very unlikely. I'd put Tulsa at a 2% chance of seeing a tornado, or even a tornado warning. Tornado warning, 2% chance. Now, here's what you could be looking at in terms of rainfall. A widespread 2 to 4 inches all the way up into Tennessee, Kentucky, all the way through almost all of Arkansas, parts of southeastern Oklahoma, along with northeastern Texas. So quite a bit of rain as well with this. Should not be too concerned with that. I don't know why I hit that. But if we go and look at the long range outlook, as you can tell, GFS picking up on some pretty intense storms, we should say. So we'll go in and look at Cape here in a second. Maybe a little bit of snow up here in the northeast, along with a little bit of icing being possible. We're going to get really quiet, it looks like, though, around the 4th into the 5th before we could get a return of severe weather back in Texas, South Texas. And then maybe a little bit of a ice or snow event in Arkansas, light icing possible if that happens. Take it with a grain of salt. This is over 10 days out. This is where we get really this is going to be here today, but tomorrow it's not. So anything you see is just a scenario that could happen out of the millions of scenarios possible. And one thing that the GFS is picking up on is another snow storm across portions of North Texas, Oklahoma, into portions of Arkansas, even up into Mississippi again, Tennessee, Kentucky. So that's something that we also have to watch for. I doubt it will happen. First, we're going to look at surface-based Cape, just to see what it is picking up on. As you can tell, yet again, not that much Cape, around 1,000 joules per kilogram at most, so not that much. Should not be a big time severe weather maker. We just look at total snowfall, just to see through about mid-February where your area could be sitting at for snowfall. Obviously, take it with a grain of salt if your area does see snow, as it could be way far out what we're predicting. As you can tell, quite a bit of snow up here. I'd say this is a lot more likely, along with up here in the northeast. I say this one particular snowstorm, I'd give it probably a 5% chance of happening. I just don't feel it will happen unless it keeps showing up for a while. And even if it does happen, we could end up seeing it drop further south, which would be crazy after we just got a snowstorm across this area. Boy, would that be crazy. But I feel if it were to happen, it would go a little more farther north and be more of like a snowstorm for this area. So it is something that we'll have to watch for. I hope you guys all did enjoy today's video. Make sure to go check out my shorts, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.